And welcome back into the channel for another Foxley adventure. SQU Sakhal episode 8.
Boring.
I know, I get it. All you thrill seekers out there, your attention spans are nothing more than 10 to 20 seconds. If I could break these stories up into shorts, I would. There'd be millions of them. The reality of DayZ community servers is, well, it's monotonous. It's hours, days, sometimes weeks before encounters. We'll get there. With that said, you may or may not recall, if you watched the last episode, we did a night mission to a little military area. On our way home, we caught a cold, dipped into this cave of blunder. Why do I call them caves of blunder? Well, number one, there's nothing to them. Number two, 3/4 of them you can't light a fire in because the ceiling is so low. And number three, their locations are posted on iSurvive, so no point using them as a secret cave base. There's no secret about them. You know, in time, they might make a good base because everyone knows that the caves are crap and there's no point going there. So as I mentioned, ceilings are too small for fire, so we'll build it at the cave entrance and sort through kit. On today's journey back home to Capital, I'm going to dip further south before cutting west. I want to go check out the Hot Springs Valley. Hopefully there we can find something that fires 308, like a tundra or savanna. Well, that didn't take long. Kit is sorted, fire's out. I still have my cold, but I'm confident it'll break soon. And as for this bison, we'll just leave it where it lay. Yeah, it's really too bad about those caves. They're in beautiful locations and they had loads of potential, but swing and a miss. There is one cave, centrally located, not far from here actually, where you do have to swim a short distance, and on the other side there are a couple of hieroglyphics and some strange cables wrapped into the wall. Hopefully the devs do something with that cave. I recognize this valley. I did a short series on Official when a Sakhal opened up, and this is one of the areas I traveled through. Saved my life. I found some food. However, little did I know, while desperately in need of water, there's a fresh spring not far from here, and I ignored it. In fact, it's the very same spring that I stopped at in the previous episode on the way to the military area. I could have swore I seen something there. Oh well, I'll chalk it up to my old eyes. And I do believe I hear a pack of reindeer in the distance. Ah, my sneeze scared them away. Oh well. Well, they sure don't waste time getting the hell out of there, do they? That over there, the geothermal plant. Well, maybe I should go and lay in the hot springs for a little while. Maybe that'll cure my cold. I wonder if there's any loot up on top of this. Disinfectant. Never know when you're going to need it. I really do enjoy the new ambient sounds in this game. That right over there is where I found my 308 gun on my official run. I'm hoping to do the same here today. Well, I won't say no to the gas stove. I already have the pot. It's not going to take up any more inventory space. We'll just stack them. Now we'll just have to keep our eye out for a gas canister to complete the unit. We'll soon have to go for a trek up the volcano. Look for the frozen scientist, the key to his briefcase, and inside the glow plug that's needed to control the bunker. Hunter's vest, in good condition, probably some great insulation. However, I think we'll just stick with what we have for now. I don't have the leather repair kit to fix this. Not to mention, I'd lose valuable inventory space switching up to that. In this back room is where I found the Tundra, and then I found a Blaze on my second run, but nothing here. Might as well check the roof, might get lucky. Nope, not a thing. El bueno. Too bad. So sad. Try again. Well, I might as well make my way down to the geo plant, see what we can't find there, and then make our way home. Well, if you're looking for NBC gear, this is the place. It's loaded. Looks like one would have to be very careful coming through here. Plenty of infected roaming around. Well, the interior of this building has potential, but so far, just a whole lot of wasted space holding nothing. However, in the right hands, and it would take multiple, this would make one formidable base. Alright, let's take to the roof. On any other server I've been to, it's the roof where I've had the best luck here. Well, I did say I wanted to find something that fired 308. However, the Longhorn, that wasn't what I was after. But I'll hold on to it for now. It'll still put a sizable hole in any human, up to 50 meters or more. It's on this gangway between the two large buildings that I usually find a rifle. Sometimes Mosin, sometimes Tundra. And on some servers, I find multiple shotguns. With 1.261 patch release, there's going to be a whole lot more loot here, apparently. So definitely worth checking out. I'm hearing shots from Capital. Well, I don't think it's quite Capital, but it's definitely towards Capital. Yep, definitely. Southwest. Well, that's 2 trucks in one area. Nice. Looks like it needs some tires too, though. Most likely a battery and gas like the other. Well, I must say I'm a little disappointed with this. I've explored this roof and complex on a few other servers and made out pretty good. But I'm just not finding anything to write home about. That doesn't mean there's nothing here. I could have hit it on a bad cycle, or I could be just behind someone. But I am seeing this on every server. Way too much NBC gear. There's no contaminated areas. And as far as pox rounds or gas grenades, I haven't seen any yet. On this server anyway. I may have found 1 or 2 pox grenades here and there scattered on other servers. Not enough to warrant a suit. Maybe in base defense, or if you're on a raid and you plan on hitting it with gas first. But that's an awful lot of gear you gotta tote with you. Well, this is the last building to search, and nothing to show for it so far. Warm beer better than no beer. It absolutely annoys me, this little room that I'm heading to. It's so out of the way, but you have to check because your item could be there, and if you don't check, it's definitely there. You see? That's what I'm looking for. Now, granted, it needs a little TLC, but it's a Savannah nonetheless. That's my gun. Admittedly, it does have a higher recoil, I find, than the Tundra, or the Blaze for that matter. But I can't ignore the magazine capacity. 10 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. I used to go for the VSD strictly. That was my go-to gun, that was my goal for any server. However now, it's the Savannah, and the only reason being, scope capabilities. My old eyes, hard to see with those scopes. I need the hunter scope. CR550 Savannah, a hunting scope, a rangefinder, and a couple of boxes of Remington 308, a man can move mountains, or move people off of those mountains. Well, now that I have a Savannah in my possession, it's time to head home. On the way, we're going to stop and investigate those shots. I do believe I know where it's coming from. There's a military up on the mountain in between here and Capital. It sounded like it was coming from there. All right. Apparently I didn't hit my L1 before I struck. Let's take this fight inside, shall we? Don't want any witnesses. Besides, this bone knife is crap, and there's too many infected lurking around. Not to mention, nobody likes getting sniped while they're fighting infected. For all we know, those shots are headed towards here. Clowns to the left of us, jokers to the right, and here I am stuck in the middle with you. Well, I'm losing light pretty quick. I think it's time I increase the brightness 40%. No, there's two of them. I was just about to go for the stealth kill. Again, I struck before I held the L1. What is wrong with me? Huh, she drove me right to a tundra. Well, thanks, lady. I had just gotten rid of the CR527 so I could run hands-free. And here we are again with two long-range snipers and a shotgun. Whereas the CR527 is a reliable rifle, the Tundra, well, it's not worth binning. It's worth keeping, so I'll bear the weight. Quit your monkey arsing around and get in here, would you? Hello? In here, please. There you go. Well, what I found on the ground with the Savannah and the Tundra definitely made up for what I did not find on the roofs. Like I said, definitely worth your while heading here to check it out. Not to mention, I pulled out a couple of box 12 gauge. And as it would turn out, on my way to investigate those shots, I got called away. Just as well anyway. It's turning night. It's going to be hard to see running through the woods. Well, it's going to be hard for you guys to see. I can see just fine. But we'd come back to a nice, bright, sunshiny day. And just like that, it stopped snowing. Yes, Forrest. Well done. Military area is just up that way. Let's get to it. That valley leads to the airfield, and then the coast. Well, someone was here, either too lazy to close the barrel or someone thinks they can collect rain from snow. I don't know. But in reality, all that's happening is you're starting the decay rate on the barrel, which is set for a long damn time. If just left alone, it'll disappear in the loot cycle. Right, you heard me. Okay, let's pull him away. It would appear the infected that was so attentive doesn't know where I am. Yoo-hoo! Over here, Twinkerbell. I got your K-rations. Oh yes, I do. Now there appears to be a lot of infected down there. More risk than reward. I'm already maxed out on inventory space, and I don't perceive that I'm going to find anything useful here other than a few bits of ammo. I think best course of action, just get a nibble of food, top myself up, and rotate out. Now, just look for a hole in the fence, and we're home free. There it is. Ah, crap. This here road takes us straight back to Capital. Oh, look at you tucked away under there. Come on home. Well, all things considered, that wasn't a very eventful mission, however, successful. We did find Hannah Savannah, my CR550, and we have a Tundra as a backup. We got rid of the CR527, and we're still running with the Vega. I'm overgeared. I definitely need to get back to base to stow some of this stuff away. However, I'm a mite cold and getting hungry. I think it's time to stop for fire, maybe do a little hunting. I hear a reindeer in the distance. I don't quite have my heat buff, but warm enough. Not far from home. Let's get this reindeer, bag him up, take him home, and cook him up. Now, Mr. Reindeer, we're not even going to get close enough for a sneeze to bother you. There you are. Go for a nice heart shot. No, not harvest bark. Skin harvest reindeer. It's a crying shame, really. I can only take but 5 pieces of meat. Alright, we're only a couple 100 meters from home. Let's get there. Gotta make sure the neighborhood's quiet before I go home. I don't even know why I'm bothering to loot. I have no inventory space. I think it's just the addiction. And wouldn't you know it, the only time I find it, when I don't want it. I love the look of it, but not practical. I'll cross through this old creepy cemetery. Needs some fog, don't you think? Maybe some mummy infected? Keep it interesting, you know. It would be really cool if there was some eerie fog and this was a wolf trigger. And look at there. I don't have to repair this beat up jacket. I'll just replace it. It's kind of my color anyway. Well, it's a bluish gray. A cold blue. Ah, and there she is. Home, home on the range, where the reindeer are filling my plate. Let's get home and cook. Home again, in a roundabout way. We put a whole lot of kilometers on that weren't really necessary, but the end game, we got what we were looking for. Not only one, but two guns that fire the .308 with a hunter scope. I'm very happy. Now get inside, cook up this reindeer. You know, it's almost fate in the last episode that I got the cold that drove me into the cave of Blunder. For it is there that I got the notion to head to the hot springs, and then from there, check out the Geo power plant, which paid off big. Well, if you enjoyed that journey, why don't you come back and see what the next one has in store for us.